Thanks again to Skardis for allowing me to use his footage. His channel is linked below. The story of Dragonstorm is set in the year 24 after the Convocation, 5 years after the events of the Shadow Wars. Our protagonist, a former rune warrior turned Shaikan by the Soul Carrier, finds herself at Winterlight Peak, a dwarven fortress she and fellow Shaikan have been tasked to protect. Due to the hopelessness of the situation, together with the fact that Rowan's portal network will collapse soon, most of the Shaikan, led by Satras, abandon the mission and return to the Westguard. It is up to our hero, together with the half-elves Wind and Whisper, to provide safe passage for the dwarves and lead them to the safety of Seven Keeps. They manage to reach the human city of Alluvion, which is besieged by orcs, forcing our group to break through to reach their destination. And though finally close to Seven Keeps, their situation is still dire. Due to the collapsing portals and the impending food shortage, the Norcane have started besieging the city, making it difficult to enter. They will have to break the ranks of the besiegers from the east before finally reaching the safety of Seven Keeps' walls. With the mission fulfilled, our group reaches the king, who finds himself in a debate with a man named Ridengard, a powerful mage who had seemingly been touched by the power of the Allfire. He offers the king to save the city in exchange for power, but our group counters, wanting to prove that EO doesn't need the corruption the Allfire brings with it. They drive away the Norcane and gain the king's favor, and just as they prepare to leave, our protagonist spots Mordecai, one of the Soul Carrier's friends amongst Ridengard's henchmen, prompting her to ask him about the Soul Carrier's whereabouts after he left in the search of Ur's brother following the events of the Shadow Wars, but only getting a cryptic answer. Unsatisfied with this, she sets out to search for the Soul Carrier herself, leading her to the Ghostoir Jong-Su, a vile place once built by the Dark Races atop Shaper ruins, where they are now ambushed by a brainwashed hunter named Kane, who they then befriend and accept into their group. Searching the area, they find that the Soul Carrier had discovered a place called the City Ship, an ancient construct of the Shapers that they used to travel to the Citadel, a source of the Allfire that hides a dark secret, an individual even Ridengard is afraid of. So, logically, they set out to find it, but not before being ambushed by Ridengard's forces trying to sweep them under the rug. They find the Citadel overrun by Ridengard's henchmen and unable to enter, but not the only one at that, mind you, as the Dark Elves also can't seem to get past the city's guard. A team-up is what is needed here, but the Dark Elves can't do so, as Drahlur is being besieged by the Shaikan led by Yasha Ashir, the daughter of the late Hokan Ashir, together with her own version of the Blades. That won't do, so they go there to help, learning in the process that the Dark Elves were only attacking Seven Keeps earlier to get Ridengard, which makes a lot of sense considering recent events. The army of the Blades proves to be a tough nut to crack, but they manage, and now they can return to the Citadel and reach the library there, hopefully providing them with more knowledge about the person they seek. And they do reach the library, but to their horror they find a female Shaper asleep deep inside its halls. They also break Mordecai out of the spell that binds him, and he tells them of another Shaper, her husband, who had been awakened by Ridengard but is now using him and all of his followers as dolls to do his bidding. They take the female Shaper with them to the city ship before embarking to Goderland and the Refuge, the hiding place of the dragons. Though they aren't exactly welcome, they manage to reach the den where they find the Soul Carrier, admittedly somewhat different looking since he gave up his body to save Ur's brother from the brink of death. They all have a little heart-to-heart before, once more, Ridengard ambushes them. Oh yeah, and the female Shaper awoke and joined our group, but unlike her power-hungry husband, she sees the error of her ways and wishes to stop him as well. As her husband arrives on the scene, the dragons rise to face him, with our heroes fending off Ridengard. The Shaper's wife, wary of her husband's schemes, faces him head-on, requesting he stop, but he just kills her and blames it on everyone else. And he has about had it, so he sets out to purge the Westguard, the new home of the Shaikan, from the face of EO, and he would have almost succeeded, but the combined forces of the Shaikan, dragons and all their allies manage to fend off the assault. They then go on the offensive, facing the Shaper at the Misty Coast, though, funnily enough, it was only his mirror image they fought, while he returned to Seven Keeps, where he had imprisoned the king and taken over as ruler. That's it, the final showdown. They enter the palace via the same portal and make their way to the throne room where the Shaper is waiting for them. The fight is all but easy, with the Shaper managing to overpower our group. It's only when our protagonist chooses to sacrifice herself by infusing herself with the Allfire that the tables begin to turn. Empowered, she managed to sever the Shaper's connection to life, eradicating him for good, and as her body is fading, she's offered to merge her soul with that of a dragon, just like the Soul Carrier did, allowing her to survive and ushering in a new era where the people of EO find their own way to survive in this world, one without the Allfire. And that was the story of Dragonstorm. I hope you enjoyed it, give it a like if you did, and don't forget to check out our fan pages linked below. thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!